Virtual reality, also known as VR. Now, if you ask me, VR, it's just a gimmick. I don't really see the purpose of VR. This is coming from an Apple fanboy. I do not like the Apple Vision Pro. Like, I guess you could argue that's not really virtual reality, that's more augmented reality, but even then, wearing things on your face to see, it's not really. And this is coming from someone who wears glasses. Yeah, I'm probably leaking stuff about myself. I wear glasses, and I can tell you, after an hour on a VR headset, I don't have one on me right now, but I have tried one out. After an hour, I get motion sickness. So giving me a VR headset to test, probably not a good idea. However, for the, I guess, longest while, Tower Defense Simulator has supported VR in its game. However, recently, they kind of broke this. Now, I know VR is broken because on my comment section in my videos, I keep getting response from people saying VR is broken. So, back on the, I think, the 1st of October 2023, so nearly, basically a year and a half ago, I got someone to play on their VR, and it worked okay-ish. There were some things broken about it, like I think the lobby at the time was kind of broken and the queue system was broken in the lobby, but VR was kind of supported. You can go to someone's game and then you can see if someone's using VR or not. I could see if someone's using VR or not because their hands were like moving it around and everything. However, the first comment that I got saying that VR mode was broken was this comment here, which was, I believe, the 20th of October 2023. So not even like a month after I made my video on the Tower Defense Simulator VR experience, someone actually commented that the VR was broken. Someone said that please tell them that they to fix it as they can't play properly. And there are other minor issues like saying that with the Jester on VR, you can't switch out the bomb type. So it looks like passive abilities or abilities where you have to choose the things like the Jester's bombs or the Trapper's traps. It won't allow you to do that. Someone also commented back then, saying after the video was made, that how do you place down units in VR? I tried to place down a farm, but you couldn't place any towers down. So for a while, it seems like VR was broken. And here, the same person also comments saying, how do you place towers in VR? So seemingly, after Christmas 2023, VR was broken to the point where you couldn't place down any towers. This person was commented again, saying that you can't place down any towers, so I can't play the game or whatever. And if this person also commented again, this was just before the end of 2023. So it seems like from around the end of October, when the Lunar Overture event was made, VR in Tower Defense Simulator broke. The comments were to further come saying that VR glitch is still not fixed, the tower wheel won't appear, any button so you can't press play. This person were again saying that fixed Jester changing bombs in VR and Trappers changing bombs in VR. So some people were apparently able to place down towers, but some people weren't. I don't know what the map or the list of compatible VR headsets for Tower Defense Simulator would be. Maybe the MetaQuest 2, because I tested it out with the other person and it was the MetaQuest 2 that they used. I don't know if I were to, I don't know, rush out and buy the Apple Vision Pro 2, or Apple Vision Pro, sorry, if that would work. I doubt it would work. However, I keep getting comments like once a month or so, or once every 2 months, saying that VR is broken from other people, which just shows the little amount of people actually using VR mode, because I get comments on like broken stuff all the time, but VR is just one of those things where I just don't get it. A lot of the comments, that is. I still do get it, that's why I know it's broken, but compared to bugs, say like index bugs for example, I get index bugs commented to me all the time, like every day, whereas for VR it's like once a month. Someone also commented that VR was broken since 3 months or 1 year ago, whereas this was 4 months, commented 4 months ago, so in November. Someone also commented that if they remove elevators, VR would be a nightmare. The problem is, only like 2 people commented this. It just shows how few people actually use VR if it wasn't even buggy in the first place. Furthermore, this person's here saying that I think they removed VR support on TDS because Roblox won't show the game if it doesn't support VR. So it seems like about a year ago, VR support was officially dropped from Tower Defense Simulator, which is why I've been getting kind of more comments in the last month or so. Although someone did say that they tested Frost Invasion on VR and it was kind of bad, which shows that there is like unofficial VR support, I guess, but it's not officially supported by Tower Defense Simulator. And how do I know that Tower Defense Simulator doesn't support VR? Well, if you go to a Roblox extension and install it, you'll see that some supported devices for my Alts game are the desktop, the phone, tablet, and VR, interestingly. However, if you go to Tower Defense Simulator and do the same thing, you'll see that VR isn't one of those, but the console is. People have said that Xbox is not officially supported for Tower Defense Simulator. I don't exactly know if Xbox is supported or not, but you can definitely use a gamepad on Tower Defense Simulator, and it works fine. Whereas for VR, as you can see, because it's not supported, it won't work that well, I'll be honest. Like your glitches range from not being to place down towers to not being able to swap out bombs for the jesters or the trapper or anything like that. And it seems like you can't even join like party queues, for example. You have to use the elevators on VR. So it just does seem that VR for Tower Defense Simulator is broken. Now, I could probably guess why VR was removed for Tower Defense Simulator. Even when it did work, it was kind of buggy. Like when I tested it out with that person for my video on the 1st of October 2023, there was still some glitches with VR. Can't exactly remember what they were, but I think there was like lobby support wasn't officially supported, so you couldn't join the queue, for example. We had to join elevators. Furthermore, the development team behind VR was very small. Like, I think there was only one person who was developing VR for Tower Defense Simulator. Now, the game itself has a team of about 20-ish developers, or even more probably. So if you were to go here, developers, yes, exactly 20 developers, but then you get the programmers and everything. So yeah, there's about 20 developers. I believe the person who was doing VR support was Greg Tame, which, you know, having one person on one specific type of console or one specific type of platform is perhaps not the greatest of ideas, given the fact that even on like regular PC, mobile, tablets, things break all of the time. Having one person supporting VR, not a great idea. Furthermore, the developers have acknowledged the fact that barely anyone used VR. Like, you saw my comments saying that VR was broken. Like, I've got one every month or something. Star Wars also said this. So someone asked Star Wars, or Tyler, the developer, asking, can we bring back VR support? Star Wars then responded, were you the one person that played on VR? So from this, it seems very likely that VR support isn't coming back to Tower Defense Simulator purely because like very few people ever used it, and the fact that it's really buggy. So why would developers devote some time into a feature in Tower Defense Simulator which barely anyone ever used, frequently was buggy, especially in the context of things in the game being buggy? And from this, you can easily see why Tower Defense Simulator just removed VR support altogether. Like, you know, revive tickets, post this to scare off the 11 programmers of Paradoxum Games. Just do that for VR support, because they just removed it. It's like one of those rare features in Tower Defense Simulator that they just completely removed because they couldn't be bothered to fix it, and it was just all buggy. Out of Bears would also comment saying, someone asking him, I want working VR on Tower Defense Simulator. People saying they want to redo Hidden Wave on VR. Oh no, this was 2024, sorry. VR has been broken since October, the end of October 2023. So it was about a year after it broke that Outer Bears said, no, you don't want working VR in Tower Defense Simulator, which just goes to show that developers aren't going to fix VR, which is a shame because I did plan to make a video with a VR headset that I bought. I don't have a VR headset. I was going to buy a VR headset for the purpose of making it for one video, and one video alone, showing the state of VR in Tower Defense Simulator in 2025. But I don't think there's any need to do that because it's currently broken. So what's a fall from grace for VR support? Going from being supported officially by Tower Defense Simulator on the 26th of July 2023 to being fixed in the lobby, apparently, some functionality in the lobby, and the last fix for VR saying fixed the upgrade screen on VR, which I assume fixed the placement of towers, because after this I didn't see any comments suggesting that tower placements were broken. But after this, VR support was, I think, completely removed by the time of the Frost Invasion event. I don't know, Menton could probably find like a specific date based on when people were commenting on Discord when VR support was officially removed. But Tower Defense Simulator, as of right now, cannot support VR. Again, it's a shame. So you're like, developers, like, I'd be willing to pay you like £100 or something to support VR so I can get a video out of it by playing the MetaQuest 2. Supposedly for Tower Defense Simulator. Like, obviously that is for business purposes and business purposes only. HMRC, you do not come after me. That a VR headset is purposely for that video only. Yeah, just don't investigate me any further than that, please.